Okay, welcome. This is Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It's not going to be the next playthrough, this is just another review. I did a somewhat review of Ace Combat Assault Horizon, so I thought I'd just go over this game, because this is kind of... I'd say that this is where Rainbow Six Siege got a lot of ideas from, due to the nature of it, and well, I guess we'll just set everything to none. So we can just... It's not the quickest of interfaces. It's that quite annoying bit. Now I can't remember when this came out, but this is Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Definitely a fun game, I would say. It's just... I always found this game enjoyable to play. I can see what... It's not really one of those games that people could really dislike, because... Sorry about that. When it came out, it was kind of... I'd say it's a pretty good game. Siege does... I feel that Siege has a lot of good things that it took from it, and a couple of things that it has over it. But the customization, that's not what you don't get that in Siege. I love customizing them. Oh my god, those eyes twitching like there's no tomorrow. So, story versus terrorist hunt. There is a multiplayer, but I don't think it's really used that much. It does have a variety of equipment. This man here, or girl, depending on whoever you want to be. For example, you can change the appearance. You can set them as a female. And there are different face things you can go with. Nothing spectacular. You can also put on face paint. Same thing applies to the male bishop. The first default male bishop is the default one. So you play as Bishop, who is in charge of, I would say, it's kind of a small specialist counter-terrorism unit. This game is just focused on taking out the bad guys. That's all you really do on it. There are a variety of weapons. Some you will recognise from previous games. The MP5. There it says the MP5N. The MP5, that's in Rainbow Six Siege. It's mainly used by the French, although there is a variant that Mute uses. There's the MP9, which I believe... I can't remember if he does use it. I feel that Bandit uses it. It's one of the Germans, I feel, uses an MP9. The MP11, which is the machine pistol secondary that Sledge and Smoke get, I believe. UMP45, FBI get this. P90, Rook gets this. I think somebody else might also get it, but I can't remember. MP7, I'm sure Bandit uses this one. Bandit or Jaeger that uses this one. But I think the person that uses... I can't remember if the MP9 is in the game, but I'm sure the MP7 is. Scorpion, that's not used in it. The Typo 5, that's not used either, but if they ever add in... I assume this is a Chinese weapon by the sound of it. Type, yeah. I would assume that the Chinese, if there were Chinese CTUs in Rainbow Six Siege, that they would use that. The Org Power, which is basically the Org that... Well, actually no, it's not this one. I'm not going to continue that thought. But that's it. So, you can see that different weapons have different statistics to them. Generally, the weapon you get at the beginning, like that... Oh, well, those two are virtually the same, but that is probably the best weapon in the game for thing. It's just statistically, the first weapons that you unlock are generally the best, but you get the other ones, also the Org Power, and they do come with attachments. It's not like Siege, however, where you can like put on multiple attachments. There you only get one, and you only get like these. You can put on a rifle scope if you want, or you could put on an ACOG. There's the increase to the magazine. The magazine size doesn't actually change if you put that on. Laser sight, you can see it just on the edge there. So I'm just going to put on the reflex scope. There are other weapons as well. I'm just going to go through them, try and show what these weapons look like. That's a submachine gun. Light machine gun. So you've got the MK46. That is not in the game. The 21E. I think that is similar to the weapon that IQ can use, the machine gun, except for it doesn't have a, IQ's one doesn't have a box magazine, it's got just a drum one. MG36, I don't think that weapon was actually produced in real life. I can't remember though. I think it's something along those lines. But yeah, the MG36, it's a pretty cool weapon to be fair. Pretty sweet looking. And then the M249 SPW, which I believe was originally the Mini-Me. I can't remember. I don't know. It might be. I know the Americans made a couple modifications to it, as far as I'm aware. I believe they did at least. But you can see different weapons do different things. These kind of your more like accuracy, penetration, but these two are damage. So they're virtually the same weapon as well, which is quite weird. But then you like put on a reflex scope. Do you know what I'm actually gonna? I'll just say that as the shield for the time being, just because you can have a shield. And then we're just gonna go back over to this, and you can see they do have attachments. You got the reflex scope on the top, rifle scope, laser sight, or the recoil control stock. But that doesn't actually. I don't think it does anything, does it? No, it doesn't actually do anything. You get the, I'll save the assault rifles for last. Yeah, sniper rifles, the SR-25 SD. These are kind of actual proper sniper rifles as opposed to the Glaz one you get. The other weapon, well I guess Glaz's is actually a sniper rifle, but the others are just marksman rifles. This is kind of, these are actual sniper rifles. So you get this is the only suppressed one. The Scout Tactical, which I believe these two are the starter ones. This is just like max. These generally have max damage, max accuracy, penetration. These are like the best for each shot, but the thing is, they're rifles, they have slow fire rates. The SV98, the M40A1, the PSG1, and I think this is a semi-auto, this rifle. Because I know that's bolt action, that's bolt action, that's bolt action, that's semi-auto. I believe that one's also semi-auto. And then you get the Arctic Warfare. And these in turn, the only modification they get are scopes. So you won't actually see the difference, but I'm going to... So they do have stuff. Shotgun. Shotguns are quite familiar, they're in Rainbow Six Siege. Pretty decent shotguns, not really as useful in this game, but they have the bonuses. When it comes to weapon lineup, I think it's more just what you want from a weapon. No, not what you want, just what weapon you want, sorry. That is a suppressed weapon, I believe, that also is semi-automatic. The rest of these, that's... I can't remember, because the Spaz 12, it depends on what game you play. I think this one is semi-automatic, but I'm not entirely sure. That's pump action. I believe that's pump action. That's pump action, and I think that is also pump action. But that's semi-automatic. I know that for sure. I believe that's the one that is also suppressed. But then you move on to the assault rifles. The 5.52 Commando. I love using this rifle on IQ. Then you get the G36C, the FAMAS, well the FAMAS. The Scar H, Close Quarters Combat, TAR-21, M468, G3KA4, which I like using this gun as well, Org A3, so you can have two different Orgs in the game. I believe this is more the one that IQ uses as opposed to the Para variant. The AKS-74U, the M8, the FNC, I like using the FNC, and the L85A2, which I like using on the SAS. It's quite weird actually, in this game it has 25 rounds in its magazine, which is quite peculiar, but oh well, what are you going to do about it? But different things do actually have like their effect. For instance, that is the I believe they do actually just have their normal iron sight if you don't put a scope attachment on it. So for instance, let's just put the high capacity magazine on this, and then we're going to go into like machine guns, and we'll get P90, and then we're just going to put a laser sight on that, and it should have its default reticule. Now there are pistols, P99, the USP 40, the Mark 23, the Desert Eagle, the 92 FS. I don't know what weapon it is. I'm trying to find them on the... Oh, there they are in the holster. G18, fully automatic. And the Raging Bull. Oh yeah, that is fully automatic. The Raging Bull, G18 and Desert Eagle, you can't put a suppressor on. If you were going to use a suppressor, I would personally recommend the 92 FS if you unlock it. But we'll go over unlock in a minute. Otherwise, just use the Mark 23. Because it's kind of the best all-round gun, the Mark 23. Like, the USB is pretty decent. It's got that extra bullet. That will just destroy an enemy. You can put attachments on them. That's not really a good one to go with for attachments. Most of them, to be honest, when it comes to magazines, it's literally high capacity mag, or you go with the laser sight. Now you do get a choice of explosives, well, gadgets as it's called. C4, breaching charge, frag grenade, flashbang, and incendiary. So what this is basically, this is kind of more like the nitro cell that you get. This is more what you put on the door. Whereas in Siege you get those big pads that you put on the door. That's kind of what that is. That is more your nitro cell. Frag grenade, flashbangs, and incendiaries. I don't think there aren't incendiaries in the game. Oh, and there's also the smoke grenade. But you can actually just swap around the gadgets if you feel you want to. Now there is a versus mode. I don't play versus mode. I guess we'll then move into let's move into clothing. So you do get a variety of equipment that you can change your aesthetics with, which is pretty much this. I have everything unlocked. A reinforced helmet, cut boonie hat, beret, right helmet. Right helmet is one of those cool ones actually. It's basically just a tactical helmet, but they've put a bit of a plastic plate over it. I guess we'll go with the ballistic assault helmet. You can change the colour of them. It's quite hard to see from this perspective. But you can actually, when you get all the way over to the end, you unlock the kind of more interesting ones. Yellow, red, tiger's a pretty nice one. Rust is also a pretty nice one. Whenever you get bored. The grey camo is probably the nicest looking. But then you also unlock custom camos, and the way these work I'll just show in a bit later. But for the time being, we're just going to stick with the... We'll go with a... Alright, the custom pattern... Sorry about the cut there, I was just trying to sort something out in the editing software, because this video is going to be a bit longer than other ones, so I just wanted to make sure nothing happened. So that was about the cut there. But the custom pattern, I decided in that process I'll show off the custom pattern. Now, the way it works is pretty simple. You can change its style. And we'll go with a nice... It's trying to think of a camo scheme to go with. We'll go with like a greyish. Colour 2 can be, I think colour 3 will make it nice brown, and colour 4 will make it a bit of a darker brown. And you can actually change colour 1 to be it's quite hard actually making a pattern. We'll go with that for the time being. And we'll change colour 2 to a bit. As hideous as it is, it'll do. Oh, this looks dreadful. I just have to change it quickly. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, but you can also change the pattern as well. So you can set it so that it is dots, squares, tiger, which is probably the best looking, woodland is alright, ACU, I think that's kind of more digital type. No, this is the digital one. And then you get desert. We'll go with the CAD pat. Oh, for goodness sake. Can't believe I just did that. Alright, colour 1. Gotta make sure you press the right buttons. Accept camo, and then there you have it. Custom camo. Just go with a nice. Yeah, we'll go with a CAD pat one. So that's the camo on the helmet. Now, regarding customization, there's quite a bit. I don't know if my short-term memory loss is kicking in. It says logs, you can't wear them with ballistic style helmet, so I'll just take off the ballistic style helmet just so you can see what it looks like. I'm also actually just going to go back to black, because we'll just go with I think so. Night vision goggles. Gotta love night vision goggles. But it's not just eyewear, there are masks. Nothing really spectacular. That one's actually a pretty good one though, to be fair. You can look pretty intimidating with it. But there is also balaclavas. There's only two. The normal one and the three-hole one. So we go with that. And then we go with the... we'll just put on some eyewear as well. Put on some ballistic goggles. And we'll probably put on... You can't put on the ballistic face mask with goggles, but you can if you take off the goggles. It's quite intimidating actually, the ballistic face mask. You can change the pattern of that as well. It's pretty neat actually changing the pattern of it because of the fact that it's, well, it is the ballistic face mask. You get different shirts, each one of them. These don't actually do anything to your body other than change the appearance of it, so you can look a bit different. Like for instance, the long sleeve one, it's very officerish, but then the assault one is very... I've just noticed how much of a gimp this character now looks. I think it's leather. I usually go with, it depends on how I feel. The leather one's pretty nice looking, but the assault one will probably suit my needs a bit better. You can change the colour of these as well. This a bad example to use of that one. Long sleeve, you change the colour of it, so you just make it grey shirt. I swear to God, that motorbike, every fucking... Oh. Fucking God, it's so annoying. And then you also get different clothing, so you get cargo pants, so you can like rock a nice blue trousers and a grey shirt, you know, just in case that's how you want to roll. Undercover operation, you name it. But no, we'll go back with the assault vest. Now the assault stuff isn't really good for showing off colour, but yeah, it does its job. And its job is just to change the aesthetics. There are assault pants, field pants, and leather pants. Assault pants we'll go with. Now, armour is a thing. I'm just going to quickly put back on the helmets. So we'll go with the tactical helmet. Can't be one ballistic face mask. It's quite annoying actually that is a thing. Because it's like, really? Why can't I use my mask? You could wear it with a beret though, which is quite neat. I'm actually tempted to just wear it with a beret. But no, we're going to go back to we're going to take off the ballistic face mask, put on a pair of goggles, put on the breathing mask, and then we'll put on some goggles. Then we go ahead, then we get to the ballistic face helmet. And we'll go armour. Now this does change the way you're, it's not just aesthetically, it's also gameplay wise. So this is the standard one. This is ballistic combat vest. It is, in a nutshell, it's the thing that you start off with armour. You also start off with the Falcon Assault and the Vulture Combat and the Raven one. Now these are all different. This and this are light armour. This is medium, this is heavy. It does have an effect regarding your protection to mobility, for which you gain in one, you sacrifice in the other. So if you want to be lightweight, you would go lightweight thing, but you still have some form of protection. So that's like your lightweight build, but then you can also get like a heavy build, so we'll go with the Anaconda. I believe this one is complete. Yep. Get the Anaconda one, which is like heavy. You have like, it sacrifices all of your mobility. No, it doesn't mean you just stand there on the spot. You can move about, but this is kind of the way you can do things. You can go in like Anaconda style, or you can go Diamondback. Diamondback is a pretty nice looking one actually. The Hurricane is kind of the really beefy one though. It's like heavy as hell. I don't think there is actually Hurricane. No, it's not. There are. Yeah, it's only Anaconda that really has the true. No, you can actually change them so you only have them on one side if you want. So you can have it only on the left. So you can see the right arm doesn't, the left arm does. Complete that. We go legs. We go. It's quite weird actually, because looking at that, it doesn't look that safe in all honesty. Yeah. It's because Diamondback isn't heavy armor. I don't know what I'm thinking of. But there are other ones as well, like the Goliath armor. It's very rounded. Quite weird actually, I've only noticed there's only 2 heavy armor things. But that is what we're going to go with. We have everything Anaconda, and the thing. And of course you can change the colour of these. Make it grey. Make these grey as the shoulder pads. The arms. Grey. There's a window cleaner outside doing the windows, and then you have the actual bottom bit. So that is pretty much it. Just gonna make a quick cut here, and then I'm gonna show off the mission. I don't know what mission I'll do, but I'll change it off quick. But before I do that, I'm just gonna casual. So I'll do a playthrough of a mission as well. I'll probably end up making that in a separate video, but this is just to show you kind of like the, I want to say, yeah, the aim down sight. So, and like, that's what the ADS looks. So it's the actual things. It's the P90 is the actual real one. So with that, I will see you when I get on with the mission.